Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are officially loaded and ready to go. We're heading up to Mildura for the Holden Nationals 2024. Well, it's Sunday and we're back out at Mildura for the Holden Nationals 2024. Unfortunately, yesterday, Saturday, we got rained out and we weren't able to race. So they've just called up our class and we're about to go run. Well guys, we're up in the staging lanes. Dad's just in front of me. But unfortunately, as we pulled up here, there was a oil down, so we're just waiting for him to clean that up and then we'll be up ready to run.
Of the day so far, 596 at 115 miles.
Both cars performed really well off the trailer. Dad went up against Benny Phillip in his HK wagon powered by a small block Chev. The Commodore performed extremely well, running its normal time of 7.09 at 98 mile an hour. So Dad was extremely happy about that, and it seemed to be that the overheating problem had fixed itself. The Ute went up against Jay in his beautiful blue VH Commodore, powered by a small block Chev. I unfortunately got a cherry. I was trying to get the better reaction on Jay because I thought his Commodore was actually a bit quicker than the Ute, but turned out both cars are running extremely similar times. The Ute actually PB'd with a 5.96 at 115 mile an hour, which is the best time the Ute's actually done to date, and Jay went through with a 5.97 at 115 mile an hour. Very, very close race off the trailer, and extremely happy. I didn't expect the Ute to PB first run. Normally it's a little bit more tame, doesn't normally wheel stand, but first run out she wheel standed and she PB'd. So extremely happy with that run. Well guys, we're up for our second round. Let's see how we go. Hopefully she hits another 5.9, but try and hit that tree and make it so she's consistent. Second round of qualifying, the Commodore ran a 7.07 at 98 mile an hour, so it picked up in the ET, which I'm pretty sure Dad was happy, but still running consistent to what it normally does at Portland. The Ute went up against Scotty McKenzie in his beautiful FE Holden, which is powered by a small block Chev. The Ute actually slowed down in the ET a mile per hour because I got a little bit sideways halfway down the track. It only went through with a 6.064 at 114 mile an hour. Not 100% sure what caused it to get a bit loose halfway down the track, but I was able to gather it up, still make a good run. I was a little bit nervous though, because they only said they were going to have 2 qualifyings, and with it going a PB and then slowing back down from getting sideways, I wasn't sure what we're going to be able to dial in. Plus, this is actually where I had trouble with the transmission. It pushed the bush out of the back of the transmission onto the tail shaft yoke. So I was actually tempted in pulling out, but they put over the loudspeaker that we're going to be able to have another qualifying run. So I was able to push the bush back in and just go up and see whether that was fixing it or whether it was going to come back out again. But I was just able to test it on that last qualifying run, which kind of worked to my advantage. So I didn't So the third qualifier was a bonus. Sunraysia Sunset Strip did an amazing job getting cars through and allowed us some extra time to run that third qualifier. At the start of the day, we're only going to run 2 qualifiers and go straight through to eliminations. On the third one, Dad went and ran a 7.07 at 98 mile an hour again. So the Commodore was running really consistent. Plus Dad was starting to nail the tree. He was getting really good reactions. I went up against Martin Stevenson in his beautiful HQ panel van powered by a small block Chev. The car a really good light, 008 on the tree. The Ute went through and ran a 5.97 at 114 mile an hour, which I was extremely happy about. But unfortunately, the bush in the back of the transmission come out onto the tail shaft yoke again. So we quickly went back to the pits. I had a conversation with Jay about what we could do. He suggested Loctiting bush back in. Plus, I didn't know at the time, Dad had already had a phone call with Ross Johnson, our transmission builder, and he had suggested the same thing. Well guys, we're facing a problem. The bush in the back of the transmission keeps getting pulled back, so we're going to try and give it a clean up, hit a couple of grooves in it and put some Loctite around it, and hopefully it will make it through to the next round, because the Ute's on fire. It's running PBs everywhere. Eliminations, I went up against Ashley in his beautiful HJ Monaro, powered by a small block Chev. I dialed in at a 5.95. I was a little bit worried the ute may run too quick, being that I had to chase and get around him. Ashley had trouble halfway down the track, and I was able to get around him, and I just backed off. Not sure what trouble he had. I did see there was a little bit of grey smoke coming out from underneath the car, and they're also checking over the track as we're coming off. The ute only went to 6.05 at 101 mile an hour, and unfortunately our problem with the transmission bush had happened again and continued to happen for the rest of the day, but we just kept getting back to the pits, pushing it back in, and hoping that it was going to last throughout the day. First round of eliminations, Dad went up against Martin Stevenson in his beautiful HQ panel van. Dad dialed in a 7.05. Dad only ran a 7.33, but he got the win. Not 100% sure what happened there because I had already gone down the track, but Dad was through the second round, and that's... Well guys, both myself and Dad made it through the first round, so we're on to the second round of eliminations. The guy I raced against, he had a bit of trouble. He seemed to get out of it pretty early. I heard that he was blowing some grey smoke from underneath the car, so I was just able to back out of it. Didn't go the dial in, but I got the win. So just going to go up and see who we've got for second round, and we'll wait to be called.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Second round of eliminations, Dad went up against Luke in his beautiful HQ 1-tonner, powered by a small block Chev. Dad kept his dial in at 7.05, and he ran a 7.13 at 97 mile an hour. So he was through to the third round of eliminations. Second round of eliminations, I went up against Steve and his beautiful HJ, powered by a small block Chev. Beautiful green ute. I spoke to Steve before we went up to the staging lanes. He told me I was a little bit nervous. I said, well, I was a little bit nervous. I've never been through the second round as of late. Ute's always playing up on me, which it was still playing up on me at the moment, but I was prepared to see what happened. I wasn't going to give in so easy this time. I kept my dial in at a 5.95. The ute went through and ran a 5.97 at 111 mile an hour. I was able to get around Steve at the top end and just back off into it a little bit, just make sure I wasn't running too quick.
Doing beautiful wheel stands all day and running some really consistent numbers. He's run a 595, 596, 597, keeping it really consistent with beautiful wheel stands every time. So Andrew Gay dials in with a 705.
Well guys, the ute is through to the finals. Unfortunately, I just eliminated Dad out of the semis, but we've got Benny Phillips from Portland, who's been running really consistent, so we're just waiting to be called up. We'll head up there now and see what happens. soon found myself in the finals against Benny Phillips in his beautiful HK wagon, powered by a small block Chev. Benny had been running really consistent all day, running spot on to his dial in, so I knew the ute had to be on its game. I left the dial in at a 5.95. I did consider going back to a 5.96, but I left at the 5.9, knowing that I had to chase and knowing that Benny was extremely on his dial in. Fortunately, Benny got the win. The ute ran a 5.963 and Benny ran a 6.707, handing him the win by 0.025 of a second. Congratulations to Benny. All in all, it was a great day. It was a great weekend at Mildura. The ute got runner-up for Aspirated Assassins, and it also won the Best Wheel Stand Award for the weekend. I'd like to thank Todd Foley and all of his team at the Holden Nationals for putting on such a great event. Sunraysia Sunset Strip for running the event so smoothly. A couple of oil downs and a broken car, but you were able to get through it and get us that extra qualifying run. That was fantastic. Thank you for that. A big thanks to my beautiful wife Ash and my mum for filming on the day. Very appreciated for all the time and effort you guys put into doing that. Everybody that come over and said hello and had a look at cars and we're in for a chat. Very appreciative of you guys for your support. The son and father from Broken Hill that cheered me on for most of the day. It was great to see the smile on the young lad's face when I said if he wanted to jump in the car and take a photo, he could. Definitely made my day to see him smile and enjoy that little bit of an experience. Just like to thank my sponsors, Allen's DuPont Logistics, Andrew Gay Proprietary Limited, ADH Livestock, and Autobarn Warrnambool for supporting me this drag racing season. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.